When this ancient planet collided with a massive asteroid, fragments were sent hurtling through space. Some of these pieces eventually landed on Earth as meteorites, bringing the six-sided diamonds with them. In Africa, particularly in regions where meteorites have been found, small samples of lonsdaleite have been uncovered. These tiny gems are incredibly rare and provide valuable insights into the conditions of the early solar system. Conditions that are present during catastrophic celestial events like asteroid impacts. What's really cool is that lonsdaleite's hexagonal structure might make it up to 58% harder than conventional diamonds. This property has piqued the interest of scientists and engineers who see potential applications in cutting tools and industrial. In Madagascar, scientists discovered a fossil that's both baffling and exciting. They named it Adelatherium hui, which translates to crazy beast, in a mix of Malagasy and Greek. This creature lived about 66 million years ago during the late Cretaceous period, right at the end of the age of dinosaurs. So what makes this crazy beast so special? For starters, it's a mammal that doesn't fit neatly into any known category. The fossil is nearly complete, which is a rare find for that time period. This gave researchers a detailed look at its anatomy, and they found some really peculiar features. Adelatherium was about the size of a modern-day cat or opossum, weighing around 6 to 9 pounds. It had strong hind legs and muscular thighs, abilities. The teeth are equally strange. They don't match any known pattern in mammals. Some are curved in ways that don't make much sense based on what we know. All these unique traits suggest that Adelatherium evolved in isolation. During that time, Madagascar was already an island separated from Africa and India. This isolation allowed animals there to develop in unique ways, leading to evolutionary experiments not seen elsewhere. Number 3. Stone Ring at Massoura. In the northern reaches of Morocco, near the city of Asila, stands a mysterious megalithic monument known as the Stone Ring at Massoura. Also called Mzora or Mzura, this ancient site is a massive stone circle that has puzzled historians and archaeologists alike. The circle consists of one hung silently for thousands of years. What's fascinating about Massoura is its age and purpose, both of which remain subjects of debate. Some experts believe the site dates back to the Neolithic period, possibly around 4000 to 3000 BCE. Others suggest it may be linked to the Phoenicians or the early Berber civilizations. The lack of extensive archaeological studies means there's still much to learn about this enigmatic place. Local legends add to the site's allure. One tale connects Massoura to the Greek myth of Antaeus, a giant who was the son of the sea god Poseidon and earth goddess Gaia. According to the story, Antaeus was invincible as long as he remained in contact with his Mother Earth. He challenged all who passed by to a wrestling match, defeating the oldest known examples of human ritual practice. Inside the cave, there's a rock formation that resembles a giant snake, specifically a python. This snake carving is believed to be around 70,000 years old, making it significantly older than other known sites of worship. It's about 6 meters long and was shaped by early humans who chipped away at the natural rock to create a three-dimensional image. They used stone tools to enhance the snake-like features, giving it a scale-like texture. The natural cracks and fissures in the rock were incorporated into the design to represent the snake's scales and patterns. Archaeologists have found thousands of stone tools and artifacts around the cave. Many of these tools were not local to the area, snake carving, and participating in rituals that we are only beginning to understand. The snake worship cave in Botswana is not just a historical site, it's a testament to the enduring human spirit and our shared quest for meaning. Number 1. Mystery elephant deaths. In 2020, Botswana experienced a baffling and tragic event. Over 350 elephants died suddenly in the Okavango Delta, leaving conservationists and officials scrambling for answers. These majestic animals were found collapsed near watering holes, some stumbling in circles before dropping. It was a devastating sight for a country that prides itself on its rich wildlife heritage. Initially, the cause of death was a complete mystery. Poaching was ruled out because the elephant's tusks were unknown. They also looked into the possibility of human interference, but nothing conclusive emerged immediately. After months of rigorous testing, the Botswana government announced that the elephants had died from neurotoxins produced by cyanobacteria, commonly known as blue-green algae. These bacteria can bloom in stagnant water and produce toxins harmful to animals and humans. During the dry season, water sources shrink, and elephants rely heavily on any available water, even if it's contaminated. The neurotoxins attack the elephant's nervous systems, causing disorientation, weakness, and eventually death. This explained why only elephants were affected. They tend to drink large quantities of water and can stir up sediments where cyanobacteria thrive, creating a landscape that's both beautiful and unforgiving. The name Skeleton Coast comes from the numerous shipwrecks and animal bones that litter the area. Over the centuries, dense fog, strong currents, and hidden sandbars have caused many ships to run aground. Sailors feared this coast because, if they were stranded here, survival was slim, the chances of being rescued were low, and the desert offered little in terms of resources. One of the most famous wrecks is the Edward Bolen. This ship ran aground in 1909 and now sits rusting in the sand, several hundred meters from the shoreline, due to shifting sands. It looks like a ghost ship lost in the desert. There are also the remains of the Dunedin Star and many others, each with their own tragic stories. The coast isn't just marked by shipwreck. Named Embyrosaurus rathi, this ancient creature roamed the Earth about 230 million years ago during the late Triassic period. That's around the time when dinosaurs were just beginning to appear. Embyrosaurus was a small, two-legged dinosaur. It measured about 6 feet in length from head to tail and stood roughly 3 feet tall at the hip, weighing in at around 20 to 30 kilograms, 44 to 66 pounds. It wasn't a giant, but it was a significant predator of its time. Scientists believe it was an omnivore, eating plants, insects, and maybe small animals. The discovery was made in the Pebbly Arcos Formation in northern Zimbabwe. This area was once part of the supercontinent Pangaea, which explains why Embyrosaurus shares features include parts of the skull, spine, limbs, and even some teeth. The dinosaur was named after the Mbaya district where it was found and honors Dr. Michael Rath, a renowned Zimbabwean paleontologist. The team that made the discovery was an international group of researchers from Zimbabwe and the United States. Their work highlights how collaboration can lead to amazing breakthroughs. The Embyrosaurus discovery puts Zimbabwe on the map in the world of paleontology. It's awesome to think that such an important piece of history was hidden underground for millions of years. This little dinosaur is helping us understand the big picture of how dinosaurs began and spread across the world. Number 5. Ruins of Bokoni. They transformed the rocky terrain into terraced fields, allowing them to cultivate crops like sorghum and millet on the hillside slopes. These terraces helped prevent soil erosion and made the land fertile. Stone walls crisscross the landscape, creating a network of homesteads and cattle kraals, enclosures. What's fascinating is the complexity of their settlements. The stone walls aren't random. They form intricate patterns that suggest careful planning. Circular homesteads, connected by passageways, indicate a strong sense of community. The Bocconi built roads to link their settlements, showing that trade and communication were important to them. These ruins challenge earlier beliefs that African societies were simple before European colonization, such as the Bocconi Wars disrupted their way of life. Many of the Bocconi people left the area, and their settlements were gradually abandoned.